Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem
Rami, are you able to just put Babaji in the middle for a moment? Shreem Brzee,
Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee.
Yeah. How many minutes? Huh? It's 11.
Mohini will come on first.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dr. Pillai's special event on preparing to quantumize Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee is a wealth-building mantra that Dr. Pillai introduced several decades ago, and since that time, it has attracted the attention of several millions of people around the world. So today, Dr. Pillai is going to give you an introductory experience into how to quantumize or subtleize Shreem Brzee so that you can immediately feel a shift to a prosperity mindset in seconds. We're also going to be sharing how you can continue your Shreem Brzee journey with Dr. Pillai's in-depth initiation into Shreem Brzee on New Year's Day, as well as his year-long Create Your Future in 2023 program, which trains you in quantum thinking for accelerated manifestation for all aspects of life. So now it is my honor to introduce Dr. Pillai, a visionary who is both a drug discovery scientist as well as a prosperity and wealth guru. Dr. Pillai, thank you so much for joining us today and helping us to prepare to quantumize Shreem Brzee.
I'm delighted to share with you one of the greatest discoveries ever made in human history. And that discovery, in general, is called the mantra. A mantra is a sound wave that has impact on almost everything in the universe, beginning from the strings, which are the constituents of the quantum constituent of matter. So sounds are the basis of everything: matter, intelligence, forces, energy. You name anything that exists, and what is behind it is the sound, and which the sound is called the mantra. And the ancient technology is based on changing everything, like diseases, poverty, relationship, or any other problem. They attempted to change it through the use of sounds. Creation itself is due to the sound. Or, for example, look at the Bible. It's not just only an Asian, Indian tradition. Even in the Bible, God said, let there be light. And light was there. He didn't ask for nuclear power or thermal power or coal, fuel. No, there is no need for steps. You can go directly to the effect, provided if you know the two sides of reality. One is energy, the other is matter. And if you can just work with the energy and not simply get focused only on matter, it is going to take a long time. It may or may not work, and it is also very hard. So if you want wealth, there is a mantra for wealth, and that is what Shreem Brzee is. And that, to discover that sound is not that easy. And there was a saint who was a king and who wanted to give a great life as a king to all his citizens. It's very hard to find a guy like him. His name is Vishwamitra. He is the originator of the sound. And then he delivered it, and then I improved upon it and co-created and over a period of, let's say, 22 years, and I'm still working on it, still improving on the sound of how it can work so fast. The moment you put in your consciousness, I want it now, and I want it fast, and that is what is required, and then be focused on that project, then you can see that miracles can happen. This is not a technology which will take time. It works when you become timeless, and you can become timeless too. So there are important components which got revealed to me over the past 22 years, and I'm still in the process of improving on the technique. But the millions of people have already used this Shreem Brzee to improve their finances. And how it happens, it is simply because it is based on the theory that energy and matter are the same, and the ultimate matter that exists is the sound. Now, the modern string theory, for whatever name it is called, the string is a unidimensional quantum condition where it is believed, or it is in science, in quantum physics, as the building blocks of all matter. So just to say the sound is to create it. You have created it at a very different level, and then over a period of not a long time, in some cases it depends upon how focused you are on this model. Now we are focusing our attention on a very bad model. We have about 40 thoughts, 35 to 40 thoughts, and it's spending energy recklessly. And then most of the thoughts are thoughts which are not productive at all, not creative or productive, but we are in great deal of confusion. And that's why there are so many thoughts. And all that thought, if you just have only one thought, Shreem Brzee, then you will know the dimensions of it. Not know, you will unknow, because there is a very famous statement in Zen Buddhism. When you know, you don't know. When you don't know, you know. When you know what already you know. You know you have a job, you will make so much money, that's it. But that's not enough. Then you will know only the knowable reality. Or how can you make $1 million if you do not know how to make it? But if you go to the bottom of the origin of knowledge, knowledge originates in non-knowledge, not knowing anything. And there are vibrations too. And these mantras belong to the source of consciousness. Consciousness and mantra, the super consciousness. It is like the hematopoietic stem cells, which is responsible for becoming different parts. But it by itself, it is non-differentiated. It is a non-differentiated reality. When I say Shreem Brzee, don't think that it is only a mantra for making money. It is also has components to erase negativity, erase the inability or the problem of inability to conceive. So I gave to Wayne Dyer a concept. You cannot manifest anything that you cannot conceive. So you have to conceive first. If somebody is not able to conceive $1 million, he will never be able to make it. If he is not able to make conceive of $1 billion, he cannot make it. So conception is everything. What's the conception? It's a matter of a very special cognitive process. And that cognitive process is a quantum condition. Quantum is the smallest. It is smaller than the particles. And if you live that level of consciousness, then the identity with you is not this flesh and blood body or the sugar-based consciousness of the brain. So you have to go beyond all that. And I shouldn't even say going beyond all that. You are all that. Because you are fundamentally photon waves, photon particles, working on both levels. But our identity is not with that. Our identity is with a negative attitude inbuilt within us. This is my limitation. I can make this. My health is only this. My relationship is only this. But when you go to the quantum mechanics, now the three people were given Nobel Prize for proving that the particle is not there until it is observed. So to put it very simplistically, everything is your observation. Without the observation, nothing exists. So you have to learn to observe. So what I'm going to teach you in this class is how to observe, because the object is dependent on the observer. The object is dependent on the observer. If there is no observer, there is no definition of observer. Quantum physics is still struggling to do that. But whereas India figured it out millions and millions of years ago, because it is one of the countries where civilization started and where human beings became divine beings and left the earth plane. All the gods and goddesses are divine beings. And one more thing that is very difficult for you to intellectually understand, it is not a matter of intellect, it is a matter of intuition, it is a matter of higher intelligence. Even Shreem Brzee is a particle or a subatomic particle or a string, as well as a divine being. The divine beings are the minutest of the minute. They are even beyond the subatomic particles. And you have to know how to hold hands with it and then walk. And this is Jesus. This is what Jesus said when he was arrested by the Roman soldiers. Peter wanted to fight with them, and then he said, put the sword down. And then he said, if my Father had wanted, he would have sent an angel. What would the angel do? The angel will do everything, because the angel has omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. The Father is not just a metaphor. The Father is real. And Jesus' plan to bring heaven on earth is real. As it is in heaven, the earth plane should become as it is in heaven. It is possible. It's a matter of evolution and not get identified with exclusively the flesh and blood. This is not it. This corruption will not inherit the kingdom. Period, Paul. In the wink of an eye, the body will turn into light. So this is the technology behind it. I can talk about any number of mechanisms of action. I'm working with a molecule now for which I've gotten approval for different indications of cancer. I'm not going to go into that. That works. The reason why I'm saying that works at femtoscale level. Femtosecond is quadrillionth of a second. And how, I was able to discover that? It is because my preoccupation is with the femtosecond or even beyond that. You should do it in femtoseconds. You will be able, that is evolution. Instead of trying to go to the galaxies where to waste money, because we are going to die without oxygen. So this body, regardless, will die, will pick up diseases and get old, lose energy and die. But what did the yogis, the siddhas, aspired to and accomplished is, no, this identity should not be with this body. So what I'm saying is that your identity should not be with this science and technology. They are needed to enhance whatever knowledge we have inherited, which is also already in our genes, to work at femtosecond level. You don't want things later on, you want it now. You want to know everything, you want to do everything, you have to be a different human being. That is what made the yogis to go and quantumize their mind. They brought their mind to the quantum state where they found that they are everywhere. They are non-local. It's not that they are here and not there. Purnamada Purnamidham Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnam Eva Vasishyate. This is a yogi. He says, I am full, I am complete. There is only fullness everywhere. And if you take fullness out of fullness, only fullness remains. If you take fullness out of fullness, only fullness remains. And how did he discover that? That is today, quantum physics is saying that. So you have to work from that level. Shreem Brzee is that fullness. It is predominantly, if you will, is a wealth mantra. But it can erase your mind, which is unable at this point to conceive beyond what you can conceive. The moment you are successful, that you could conceive outrageously, without any limitation, then it is at that point you know the relationship between thought and matter. They are the two sides of the same coin. Just like God created the world with sounds, He created everything with the sounds. There is a sound basis of everything, and that is mantra. But what that sound is and how to use it, you can use it at a very superficial level. It will not work. You should know how to quantumize which is to bring it to the level where there is no differentiation between thought and object, idea and the object. In Plato, idea is everything. Can you separate the idea from the object? You cannot. This is the discovery. So to say something is to manifest it at some level. And if we say at a very enlightened level, or enlightened from an enlightened consciousness, you know that by just thinking, you can manifest. And what aids you in the process is the sound Shreem Brzee. When I taught this, when it was given to me, it was very, it was a very simple thing. And I did not know at the time the mechanics of it. And if you ask me, by maybe even a few hours later, I will have better knowledge, have a better understanding. Now, all that I'm saying is, everything you see outside is a reflection of inside. Now, I'm going to do it over a period of 1 year for very affordable price, how the inside becomes the outside. The idea becomes the object. If you are inside, genetically controlled, and then see only scarcity, poverty, sickness, failures, and that's what you are going to see outside. So it becomes terribly important for everyone to think properly, think potent thoughts, positive thoughts, unlimited thoughts, successful thoughts, and then you will see outside. But you can see yourself. What is outside is inside. If you are living in a palace, that is, your inside has been able to conceive of that at a very deep quantum level. And the whole course that I'm doing for a year, and it's all about quantum thinking. And you don't have to spend a lot of time. You have to change your concept of time. So I have to go to medical school. Somebody asked in London when I was giving, I'm a medical school student. I want to make $1 million now. How can I do it? You are saying you have to become timeless. And I told the boy, look, this is about 15 years ago. Hey, if you want to make money, then don't go to medical school. Okay? It will take time. If it is money, if you want to make money, then do something else, and then, like become a businessman and find out if that business has potential to make this money. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So it is true that if you want to wait for 5 years, 6 years, and then after that make a small money, then go to medical school. So that's your problem. So my theory is not wrong. My theory is right. What is inside is outside. What you speak, what you think, have to be unlimited, have to give you everything in this femtoseconds. That's the ultimate. That is human evolution. And that is why I'm here on this earth plane. Otherwise, it's not a picnic to be on the earth plane, because the body is aging and picking up diseases, lose all energy, and you die in a pathetic situation. And this is not right. And Jesus came here not for this purpose. He destroyed his own body to demonstrate that you should have a different body. So I have done that in many other, said that over and over again in many, many classes. So for this class, Shreem Brzee, it took Vishwamitra to work on it first, and then later on he revealed, no, you did it first, and I just happened to know that. So that I learned it only after a while, that I was the one who discovered it, not Vishwamitra. Okay, so the things are happening over a period, has happened over a period of time. Now I'm trying to compress time and live in the reality of femtosecond, if not attosecond, because there is a relationship between time and speed, and time and speed and space and manifestation. So all these things I will put it in simple format, when I come back, and then give you the teaching, how to quantumize a sound, how to quantumize even a thought. Because the sound, Shreem Brzee itself, it's a thought. And how to quantumize it. Because when the principle is, if you have a compound, there's an atom, then subatomic particles. So when you compare a compound or a molecule level, the power is limited. But when it becomes subatomic particle, the power is infinite. That is quantumization. The same thing applies to any thought process. And you don't want to be a victim to, senseless thinking, consensus reality. Consensus reality is going to keep you very mediocre. I will stop here, and then you won't, any amount of theories will not benefit you in a practical way unless you change your quantumize your consciousness, use this sound, and manifest whatever you want, whether health, wealth, or relationship. All these things can happen within this one sound when it is quantumized. Okay, you can meditate for 20 minutes, and then only in a femtosecond it is going to work. And you have to know, you have to prepare your consciousness, and refine your consciousness, and then store it. And that also works at femto levels. So I will see you in the people that who are working with me, who have been benefited, they are able to multitask. There is a doctor who is an entrepreneur, a medical doctor, a researcher, all rolled in one. And there are other people, engineers, and who also are not identified with one thing. If you identify with yourself as a doctor, you will only be a doctor and go to grave with the doctor. If you want to be, I can do anything I want. It's all a matter of my, refining and enabling my mind, my brain. So I will stop here, and then it's not my intention to give long talks, and I will teach you about how even one syllable will make the difference. I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Dr. Pillai. We look forward to your next segment on giving us an actual experience of quantumizing Shreem Brzee. So now, everyone, as Dr. Pillai mentioned, we have several of his students that would like to share briefly how Dr. Pillai has changed their life. Our first guest is Dr. Becky Proskal. Besides being a doctor, she's an entrepreneur and a researcher in sounds, and she's going to be speaking about how mantras give you multitasking intelligence.
First, I'd like to thank Dr. Pillai for inviting me today. And certainly I would agree that mantras do give you the focus and the ability to be more flexible with your thinking so that you can address many different issues and learn at a much faster pace than if you're not someone who practices mantras or meditation. So certainly I think probably 20 to 30 minutes a day, at least 30 maybe, would give most people some benefit. There have even been some studies, this Sarah Lazar lady out of Harvard showed that the brain got larger when the areas of the brain like the amygdala and certain areas, not the amygdala, but the hippocampus for memory, got larger with 30 minutes a day of meditation over a course of 6 months. Now, we did do a little mantra experience with phonemic intelligence with some kindergarten, actually, through 5th graders. And we showed that in a 6-month period of time with standardized testing in mathematics, that the kids all improved with regards to their math skills more than would be measured up to their month in grade school. So that was with Dr. Pillai's phonemic intelligence program. So I do think that that these things definitely help with multitasking. They definitely help with focus and concentration, and they definitely help with your ability to be more flexible in your thinking and memory.
Thank you, Dr. Prosko. So now we're going to move on to our next guest, Inez Vermeulen, who is an international business consultant who has a heartwarming story of how Dr. Pillai's teachings have changed every aspect of her life. Thank you for joining us, Inez.
Thank you, Mohini, and to Dr. Pillai for inviting me. I've been studying with Dr. Pillai for the past decade now and have been practicing his teachings and mantras very diligently. 12 years ago, I was a stressed corporate executive with lots of inner anxieties. I worked hard, traveled the world, was a courageous high performer, but my mind was having more than 50,000 thoughts a day, if not more than that. But being an overthinker, I felt an inner lack of clarity and purpose. Now, through the grace of God, I started studying with Dr. Pillai during the startup phase of my own company in 2010. And since then, I have experienced dramatic changes in my material and spiritual life. Through Dr. Pillai's teachings, I have learned to become aware of the level of distraction of my mind. And through very diligent practice of various mantras, I've been able to change my mind and change the sounds in my consciousness. Changing the sound patterns of my conscious and unconscious mind took me through a remarkable inner transformation, which also influenced my outer life. So I've basically grown from a stressed corporate executive to quite a fulfilled, mindful business owner. And my business has grown year on year with 20% every year. I also share a minimum of 15% of profits with the Triforce Foundation. And my heart really goes especially to the Triforce children whom we support with brain-changing education, phonemic intelligence for that matter, healthy snacks, and then also the elderly whom we offer special monthly food and hygiene kits. But what is the most important for me is that thanks to Dr. Pillai's teachings, I have reclaimed my true nature and I am on the path to realizing the unity with God. Dr. Pillai will give you the wisdom, knowledge, and practical tools you need to systematically transform every aspect of your life and enjoy the inner and outer abundance that we are all meant to have. Therefore, I really highly and warmly recommend his teachings, and above all, the blessings that you will be receiving from an enlightened Siddha Master.
Thank you, Inez. So our next guest is Sunny Dasgupta. He is trained as a bioinformatics scientist and is now a business executive with an MBA from Colorado State University. And he's been following Dr. Pillai's teachings since being a teenager. It's dramatically impacted his life. And he actually mentors industry leaders so that they can use these teachings in order to change their own lives. Sunny, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Elaine, for inviting me. Today is a great day because the first teaching that I received from Dr. Pillai was inner is the outer. And he was talking about the same thing on this program, about how our inner reality creates the outer reality. And ever since I discovered him, his teachings, and he taught me this in our very first meeting, that the inner is the outer, my whole perspective on life changed. And I was, I started out doing medical research at the university level, then went on to the technology industry, then went into business administration. And I also could contribute to the work that Dr. Pillai is doing by bringing this technology to several corporate leaders, for people in politics and social spheres of influence around the world. So I have seen what is what quantum physics and the neuroscience, what are predictions or science fiction for them today that they hope to achieve in the future. I've seen people who follow Dr. Pillai's teachings, and I'm one of them, have actually experienced that on a very physical, practical level. So whether it is manifestation and healing or precognition, things which are said to be things that we may achieve one day, are very day-to-day realities for people who can really live these teachings and quantumize their mind, as Dr. Pillai is talking about. So my personal life changed, my income, my professional life, the satisfaction, happiness, fulfillment that I've experienced, and without strain, without stress, without struggle. And that I have found only in Dr. Pillai's teachings. And so I'm very grateful to him for changing my life and the lives of several hundreds of people that I have worked with personally. So I'm very happy that these teachings are becoming more available and accessible to more people around the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunny. So now we will move on to Dr. Pillai's final segment, where he will give you an actual experience of preparing you to quantumize Shreem Brzee.
There are many, many methods that you can use to quantumize your thinking. And one is to help you to get out of time, to get out of memory, to get out of your future as you have conceived in your mind, and then put you in the domain, the quantum domain. The quantum domain challenges rationality, challenges logic, challenges your conception of the future, because it's the domain of non-locality and uncertainty, which Weinstein hated, but unfortunately has been disproved now. Everything is uncertain. That's what gives you a great encouragement and hope for your future, because you can change everything now. And how to get out of this rational and slow-moving mind and impossible cause and effect logic. All these have to be in one stroke. Just you have to make it to disappear so that you are in the quantum state. And I don't know where I can start, but I will give you the most powerful technique now, where you can use the quantumize this sound, Shreem Brzee. Close your eyes. Shreem Brzee is the sound of prosperity, unlimited wealth. It is the energy equivalent of unlimited wealth, beyond time, beyond space. One way of doing it, which is very easy for people to go on saying for 108 times, Shreem Brzee. Now close your eyes and then say Shreem Brzee. And put your attention on your third eye, Shreem Brzee. And then go just inside your pineal gland, which is in the middle of the brain, and visualize a flame, and then inside the flame is Shreem Brzee. While as you chant, you're chanting with your throat. Your tongue is involved. The brain is involved in articulating. The speech brain. Your brain is also involved in hearing the sound. These are all taking place simultaneously. Thinking, hearing, remembering, all have to be quantumized, and the miracle will be done by the sound. Shreem Brzee. You can do, the least you can do is 108 times with awareness of all the processes that are going on. And that is how you become a conscious thinker. Now your thinking is unconscious, robotic. And this is called an advanced chanting called advanced japa. And it works. Not that 108 times you have said, and then at only one time you may have the perfect alignment of the different parts of the brain consciousness to be so powerful. Then you got it. Okay. Then you will see the results. I have done this. And every time you do, you have to ask, where is the result? Where is the result? Where is the result? Then that gives you a proof. A proof. So this is one way of doing it, if you don't want to go to the 1-year program or the January program, that's fine, you can do this, and at least I have the satisfaction that I have given you this, and I will give you more. Keep your eyes closed, and I said that become conscious of the tongue, the throat, the ears, hearing, and then the speech brain are active, and the memory is active, and with all that one, Shreem Brzee. It will simultaneously erase the mediocre thinking or karma, bad karma, and also enhance the poverty, enhance the prosperity thinking at a quantum level. And then you have to decrease the oxygen concentration and then replace it. You cannot do it by yourself, the sound will transform the oxygen into higher energy. It will unite it with the prana. And the sound has the ability to do that. Oxygen is associated with cause and effect, logical brain. And the prana is associated with the divine consciousness and will give you omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. So just to think of this idea will create changes. That's why the theory is important. That's why I have built it into this meditation so that you can use it and then understand the mechanics of action. What is the mechanism behind the the sound and what is happening within the brain with your body mind. And I'm not gone into the subtle body. We are still living, focusing on this physical body and oxygen and so forth. The prana is, of course, is the highest energy. The prana is God. Now, to enhance more prana, more divine consciousness, I'm going to help you to do this meditation with an added sound, the sound Om. The Om is always will be prefixed to all mantras. The reason being, Om will give you more prana, more divine energy, more life energy, more intelligence. Now, focus attention on your two eyes. Lights, beams of light getting into the right eye, getting into the left eye. Now, another beam of light into the right ear, left ear, the tongue, the throat, the right nostril, the left nostril. And then I'm going to give you the sound, Om. Put your attention on the third eye or the pineal gland and say, Om Shreem Brzee. The sound Om is the fundamental sound of the universe. Associating Om with Shreem Brzee will quantumize Shreem Brzee as well. Shreem Brzee Om. Om Shreem Brzee. Om Shreem Brzee Om Shreem Brzee Om. The quantumization is taking place at the soul level. The soul is a quantum reality. Now, think the sound Om Shreem Brzee as subtly as possible. Not out aloud. Focus attention on the third eye, and the sound is already inside, but not vocalized, not associate with any effort. The moment you bring effort to think, it will be lost. With complete ease, think about it. With complete ease and without effort. Now, at least you will know that you are keeping away all the mundane, mediocre thoughts away from your consciousness. Now, slowly come back to yourself. Now you have practiced it for a few minutes. I don't know how long you practiced it. It's not, as I said, even when you chant, if it at one unknown, unexpected moment, second, it will all synchronize. You will be in the quantum field. And the quantum field, the quantumized sound, which is the energy equivalent of material wealth, will do its job. And this is how the yogis, the siddhas, the gurus manifest. That's why I used to tell people, don't ask for more hours, ask for more money. Be straightforward. If you ask for more hours, you'll get more hours. So Shreem Brzee will be a protection. It's a divine protection. She's goddess at the same time, a quantum particle. If you want to understand it, according to quantum physics. But what is important is to get results. You can go and look at millions of people who have worked on this sound. So now the new teaching that I'm going to do is how to maximize its power by quantumizing the sound through the knowledge that has come to me. It keeps coming to me all the time. I will stop it here and so one thing that I want to tell you that, inside is outside. This is the last thing that I want to say. Don't blame anyone. If you want to blame someone, blame it yourself. There is the knowledge, and then you have to do it, and then change whatever reality you want to change. God bless.
Thank you, Dr. Pillai, for the gift of your teachings and the technique on the quantum power of Shreem Brzee as we prepare for a new start in 2023. So everyone, I would like to acknowledge Dr. Pillai for the miracle that he's made of my life and offer inspiration that anyone can use his teachings in order to change your life and create a new destiny. So Dr. Pillai recently made a video called Don't Let 2023 Slip Away. And he told a story about a group of people that he worked with 30 years ago, where he helped all of them to manifest a Mercedes. Now, I was one of the people in that group. And the amazing thing was that most of the people in the group were women and they had no jobs. I was what I would call a professional student with a specialty in minimum wage jobs. So besides having bad money karma, I was deeply depressed, suicidal. Actually, I had very bad relationship karma. And after working with Dr. Pillai's teachings, now I own a multi-million-dollar home in Singapore with my husband. And he is truly my ideal partner because even though he's a very busy lawyer, he serves Dr. Pillai's mission along with me as much as he can. And the most fulfilling part about my work is that I'm able to bring his teachings to children living in the worst poverty. And yesterday, Dr. Pillai was saying that the purpose of thinking and becoming rich, which he said is much easier than thinking and growing rich, as Napoleon Hill taught. The purpose is to share with others, especially those living in poverty. So I have witnessed many children from the early days living in the worst poverty who, with these teachings, they've now gone on to get college degrees, become teachers, lawyers, doctors, engineers, and many more of the children in college. And now our younger children are transforming the people of their villages. So these teachings work for anyone. It really depends on the commitment that you bring to it. And recently, Dr. Pillai gave a very powerful affirmation on how you can state your commitment to changing your destiny in the new year. I'm going to hold on to the coming year and force it to bring the manifestation. I will not let 2023 slip away without it giving me what I want. So that is why we are offering ongoing ways that you can continue your journey with quantum thinking and Shreem Brzee. And Pillai Center teacher Gina is going to be joining us to share briefly about the ways that you can continue your journey, and we'll take any questions after that. Welcome, Gina.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you, Dr. Pillai, and everyone for this amazing experience today. So I have been honored to help bring Shreem Brzee as well as teach some of our courses for the past 7 years. And I'm personally very excited about this journey of Dr. Pillai pronouncing Shreem Brzee as a prominent mantra for 2023 and to not let this year slip away. I will be taking questions, so please post them in the chat now. I know there's a delay, so in the meantime, I will give you a little overview of the course. There are several ways for you to be able to take part in Shreem Brzee and Quantumizing Shreem Brzee for 2023. The first one is to join Dr. Pillai on January 1st. This is an initiation with him. He mentions how he is going to give us a new technique and ways for us to more easily quantumize and make the Shreem Brzee mantra more subtle, like he talked about today. So that is January 1st, and that is an initiation with Dr. Pillai live. This is a very special day. It's actually one of the most powerful power times of the year for wealth creation. So we are aligned perfectly with the celestial beings for this initiation and a wealth empowerment. So there's January 1st. And then if you would like to join Dr. Pillai on his next live initiation, which will be an initiation into the quantum thinking and the third eye, that will be hosted on January 14th. So we have 2 initiations in January with Dr. Pillai. That is a special day because Dr. Pillai calls it a spiritual new year. It is when the sun moves into Capricorn and it gives us an awakening of the gods. So very powerful time to tap into that energy. Then, if you would like to join a full quarter, 3 months of creating from the inside out, everything Dr. Pillai talked about today with the Shreem Brzee mantra, as well as other mantras and techniques that will be given during this time, then the quarterly option is available to you. Now, if you want to go all in and really not let 2023 slip away, there is the year-long journey. Dr. Pillai will be teaching four different techniques and topics throughout the year, and they will be delivered quarterly. The first one, as I mentioned, is the creating from the inside out, and that is Shreem Brzee, meditation, and several other techniques. The next is overcoming negative thinking. On the previous session, Dr. Pillai talked about how negativity is limiting us from being able to have quantum thoughts. And so you will have techniques and 3 months of immersion into how to overcome negative thinking and cleanse that negativity out of your consciousness. The third quarter of the course and the third module is embodying your God self. Now, becoming who we truly are, Dr. Pillai talks about our quantum reality. When I had a brief experience with Dr. Pillai, he said that we may say, let there be light, but there's not light. But when God says, let there be light, then there is light. Why? Because God is in the quantum realm. And if we, again, can get into that quantum realm, that quantum thinking, the quantum mind, then we too would be experiencing our full God selves with unlimited ability to manifest anything. The fourth and final module of the year is outrageous thinking. And this is where you can think outside of the box. This is where you're literally thinking in the third eye and being able to bring forth super thoughts. So those are the four modules that we taught. And there are 3 different levels to the year-long journey. There's the fundamental, which is the teachings that I just mentioned. Then there's the intermediate level, which is the fundamental teachings, and double the sessions and double the teachings, more advanced teachings throughout the full year, and some additional remedies. And then there is the premier level, which is the same content from the course as intermediate, but then adds monthly thought labs, an individual astrology reading so that you can understand how your astrology will play out all throughout the year and what it means to you, a one-on-one coaching consultation to figure out what you should be doing with all of these teachings you're bringing in, with the astrology that you just learned about, really customizing the program for you. And then you will receive customized remedies from the astrology reading. So let's say there's a bad planet in there that is prohibiting you from having some certain success this year. We will do remedies personally on your behalf, only for you, throughout the year. And then there'll be group remedies as well for all 9 planets to cover all your bases. So that is the spectrum of the ways that you can participate in how Pillai Center is honored to bring you this wonderful opportunity this year. So let me check the chat for questions. So the course will start on January 1st. I believe it is 8 a.m. Pacific time, where Dr. Pillai will deliver his initiation. It happens to be on the weekend, so we are hitting lots of time zones there. The fundamental, I'm seeing some questions. The fundamental level people will be meeting every other week throughout the year. And then the intermediate people will be meeting every week throughout the year. And you'll be receiving teachings, coaching on those weekly sessions. The weekly sessions last about an hour. Your commitment in terms of time to the program is about 20 minutes per day minimum for you to be able to, begin to see some changes. Of course, if you can give more time, that's always encouraged. But we also want to make sure it's reasonable for you and it's doable for you, and you work that into your schedule in a way that creates consistency and commitment for you. Let's see if there's any other questions. I see lots of thank yous. Thank you very much for being here. Is the monthly Shreem Brzee Fire Lab in the intermediate program the same as the monthly Shreem Brzee Wealth Enhancement Program? The Shreem Brzee Fire Lab in the intermediate program is done for you in India, and that is on your behalf, and that is done in our Remedy Center. So it's not the interactive one that you may participate in monthly with the Shreem Brzee Immersion Program. Wonderful. Thank you, Samuel. He signed up for the year-long program. Wonderful to have you with us. Yes, if you bought January 1st and you'd like to change to the 1-year payment plan, not a problem at all. Just contact office@pillaicenter.com. We will be happy to help you with that. We, as Dr. Pillai mentioned earlier, we have left the prices for these programs as reasonable as we possibly can in order for everyone to be able to participate at some level or the next. Will the 4 modules be part of the next mystery school or completely separate? They are completely separate. So the next mystery school program will be coming out, I believe, in July. And these teachings are completely different from what will be in mystery school. Mystery school is a different program. It's much more exclusive course with Dr. Pillai, and the teachings will be different. If you are, okay, Alice, just write to us so that we can directly answer your question there. Any other questions? If you're in India, you can contact us on office@pillaicenter.com. There's also a chat. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can contact us the same way. If you go to pillaicenter.com, there's also a way for you can chat our customer service. As I'm waiting for some more customized program, how can I enroll? Okay, so if you would like the customized program, that is the premier year-long option. So just go to the sales page, scroll all the way down to the bottom. There will be 3 boxes for the year-long options, and just select Premier. There's payment plans or there's pay in full. Of course, there's some savings when you pay in full. An interesting thing that we will be offering to those in the Premier year-long is an option to have a more robust, customized remedy program on your behalf. We will really be hand-holding you through everything you may need to make big changes, quantum leap changes in 2023. But first, we're inviting you to join the Premier level. And then from there, you'll be offered an application to see if the more enhanced, customized course is for you. It won't have new teachings. It'll just be about how you can craft a remedy program that works best for whatever your goals are this year. And we'll work with you on that. Any other questions? Okay, so while I wait for more questions to come through, I have some exciting news as well. We have opened up a scholarship for about 15 people to receive the January 1st initiation with Dr. Pillai. If the $50 is not within your budget realm at this moment, then we invite you to apply for this scholarship. We don't want to leave anyone out. The link should be below this video, so you can go ahead and do that now. I will be announcing the winners or the recipients of that scholarship on the December 31st workshop. So second announcement is that there are 4 workshops hosted with myself and Pillai Center teacher Sucharita tonight, December 28th, the 29th, 30th, and 31st. So 4 days, we will be decoding Dr. Pillai's messages that he put out in the last session, the seminar that he did. And he did 3 different topics. We'll be using his teachings that he did on those sessions, and then decoding a little bit about how to implement them in your life. He went through a lot. There were 3 different topics and techniques. So how do you begin to use them right now? Join us for these free workshops on Pillai Center Practice YouTube channel, and we'll help you to implement these new teachings in your life right now. On the December 31st, I will be using techniques Dr. Pillai did today to wrap up everything that was taught and really help us just move powerfully into our new year. December 31st, New Year's Eve, what a perfect time to gather with your community, really hone in on what it is you want to manifest and make commitments for your new year and not let 2023 slip away. That is the day I will be announcing the scholarship recipients. So please add your name to that application if that's something that is interesting to you. All right. I don't see any other questions. Blessings, gratitude. How can I use my Shreem Brzee yantra to quantumize my thoughts? We will help with that in the course for those of you who have Shreem Brzee yantra, but I can tell you what Dr. Pillai has given in the past in terms of the Shreem Brzee yantra. You place it in your left hand facing up. You put your right hand over top of it and you meditate with it like this. The energy of the mechanism, the yantra is now going through the palms of your hands, through your entire body, and is helping you to vibrate with the energy of Shreem Brzee. So, but since we are learning more about the quantumization of Shreem Brzee on January 1st, I can't answer you in terms of how to use the yantra with the quantumization, but we will get that information for those in the program and help you understand that as well. So I think that's all of our questions for now. We'll go ahead and wrap it up. We want to thank you for being here. And if you have any other questions, write to office@pillaicenter.com. We are happy to assist. Join Sucharita and I for the complimentary workshops happening December 28th through the 31st on Pillai Center Practice YouTube. They're at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And we will again answer any other questions you may have about the program and the teachings that Dr. Pillai has been gifting everyone over the past few weeks. We wish you an amazing new year, and we look forward to seeing you on the journey with Shreem Brzee in 2023. Namaste.
Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee.